the nighttime is the right time for family and for preparation of the next day. So the fact that you guys decided to come on out and hear what we have to say, of course, it makes us so very happy. So again, thank each and every one of you for being here. And my goodness, I always like to say this as well. This is definitely the place that you want to be. Ever since I have become a part of this phenomenal community, you guys, I have developed healthier habits. I have lost weight. I have gained confidence. And I've also gained a new perspective on physical activity. Like I was saying before, now, whenever I leave my phone in the other room, I don't call one of my kids to go grab it for me. I get up and go get it. Why? Because every movement that I'm making is generating rewards for me. So this has been not only a phenomenal experience, but it has also been a place where I have gained friends and some even considered as family. So you will see, if you are new here, get ready to hear some incredible information that, if you're like me, will prove to be a game changer. And if you are part of our community already, a MoveQuest family member, hello, how are you? It is very, very good to see you guys. Thank you so very much for coming on out and being with us this evening. Now, as you guys come on in, please do me a favor, type your name and where you are from in that chat box. That way I can tell everybody who decided to come on out and be on the Zoom call with us. So let me go ahead and get started. First up, I see my good friend, Mr. Leonard Long is here with us. His name is Lenny. He is actually coming on in from La Quinta, California. Thank you so much for being here with us, sir. It is always good to see you. I also see we have the beautiful Miss Judy Imdam is here with us. She is coming on in all the way from Toronto, Canada. Judy, thank you so very much for being here. It is always good to see you. I see we also have Mr. Tyson Kemp is here with us today. Hi, Tyson. How are you, sir? Thank you so much for being here. He said, I'm out of H-Town. Yes, sir. Thank you so very much for being here. Hi, beautiful. There's my love, Miss Roylene. It is always good to see you, baby. Thank you so much for being here with us this evening. I see we have Seamus here with us. Hi, sweetheart, coming on in from Brooklyn, New York. Thank you so much for being here with us and for being a part of our community. There's Mr. Keith Lakeman. How are you, Keith? He's coming on in from Toronto, Canada as well. I see you. There goes Mr. Kenneth Francis is coming on in. Hello, sir. Thank you so much for being here with us. That smile, man, gets me every time. Thank you so much for being a part of our community. There is Mike, coming all the way from Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada. My goodness, when I tell you guys this is a global movement, that is exactly what I mean. Hello, Raymond. He's coming on in from Indianapolis. I see Kim is coming on in from London. We also have Jacqueline Briggs coming on in from St. Petersburg, Florida. There's my good friend, Nathan Hansberger. Hi, Nathan. He is coming on in live from Las Vegas, Nevada. Thank you so very much for being here with us today. I see we have the lovely Miss Michelle is here with us today from Sydney, Australia. Hello, sweetheart. How are you? Thank you so very much for being here and for being a part of our community. Hey, there's Mike So. Hi, sweetheart. Yes, super high energy. You know why? Because we are winning. It feels so, so good to not only be a part of a project, a movement, but also a community where everyone is winning. So yes, I am full of excitement and full of energy. Mike, it is so good to see you. And you're looking good, sir. I see you're taking this to another level. Hello. I also see we have the beautiful Black Beauty is here with us. Hello, love. She is coming on in from Melbourne, Australia. I see you, Queen. There we go. I see Johnny Morris here with us. Hello, sir. How are you? He is coming on in from Jonesboro. I want to say, is that Arkansas? I hope that's right. Jonesboro, sir, thank you so much for being here and for being a part of our community. And we will be looking for a presentation to be coming out from you. Yes, I called you out. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, you're so very welcome, Mike. Thank you so much for everything that you are doing for this community. Mwah! Mwah, straight to you. Yes, sir. I see the beautiful Teresa is here with us today. I see Oscar is coming on in. Of course, we have Austin coming on in as well. You guys, as you're here, please type your name and where you are from in the chat box. Hi, New Zealand. I see you, Skyla. Thank you so very much. It's because I'm getting that positive energy from you guys. My goodness. I can't do this myself. It's all coming from you. Hello, my friend from Canada and Florida. I see we have Joy is here from DC. Hi, Joy. How are you? There is Rick Holt, Overland Park, Kansas. Hello, sir. Thank you so much for being here. I see we have Brian is here from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Again, when I tell you guys, this is a global movement. We have people from all over the United States and all over the world coming on in. Keep it coming. This is so much fun. I see you, Sally, coming on in from Australia. Yes, we will not forget to record, Rick. You're like, please record this session. We need it. Yes, sir. We will definitely do that for you. I see we have Sarah coming all the way in from Nicaragua. Mwah. Hello, Sarah. Thank you so much for being here. We got Erica coming in from Sarasota, Florida. We got Gerald coming in from Scottsdale, Arizona. I see you guys. Thank you so much for being here and for being a part of our community. There goes New Zealand again. Hello, love. I see Kiani is here with us, and there is Ann Ray from St. Louis, Missouri. I see we got St. Louis in the house. Thank you guys so very much for being here. Hello, Ron. We cannot forget Ron Beard. Hi, baby. Thank you so much for being a part of our community and all that wonderful energy you are constantly giving. Hello from Austin, Texas. I see you, Nguyen. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Thank you so much for being here. I see we have the lovely Miss Maggie is coming on in from Vancouver, Canada. Thank you all so much for joining. We are at the top of the hour, you guys, so we're going to go ahead and get this party started. Again, thank you all so much for attending our Get Fit Mining MoveQuest global presentation. My name is your Queen Connectress, Miss Marnita Casa, and I will be your humble hostess for this evening. Now, it is my honor to introduce you all to a man that for over 25 years dominated the direct sales industry. His cryptocurrency education is used by companies and universities worldwide. Now, for over 6 years, he dedicated his life to learning about cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, but he didn't just stop there. He decided to go out, share that information with the masses, and this was done by putting on fun and exciting Bitcoin boot camps nationwide at no cost. He has built thriving communities and wonderful platforms like you guys see before you now. So without further ado, it is my honor to introduce you all to Mr. Brandon Ivy.
All right, all right. Thank you for that introduction, Miss Casa, and for being a hostess. Like everybody says, they love your energy, high energy, very excited. And so you guys see, there's more than one reason why she's really excited. I mean, I have to give it back to her. She has a large team that's been growing as well. She's been helping a lot of people to get set up within this project that's making money, that's changing their lives, and at the same time, getting healthy. She even has her family members on this project that's also making money and getting healthy at the same time. So congratulations, Miss Casa, for all the success that you've been having. And everybody else, we are going to get started right on time. I promise you, we're going to keep this short and sweet. I'm a Morehouse man. To be early is to be on time. To be on time is to be late, and to be late is unacceptable. If I had it my way, I would shut down the room 5 minutes after nobody else could get in. But I got to keep it open. We have our creator of this project will be hopping on a little later to share with you guys a little more information that she did this morning. So let's jump on into this. Let me go ahead and share screen and get started. As I said, I will be short and sweet with this one tonight. I'll be doing the same presentation again tomorrow morning. I might have a little bit more information for you tomorrow morning, but I'm excited to be here tonight. I haven't done an evening presentation in wow, maybe more than a month or so. I've been sitting back and watching everybody else do an excellent job, and so I just wanted to get back into the swing of things. So we're a part of an opportunity in a program called MoveQuest, where health and wealth go hand in hand. So one of the things when we talk about health, you also have to understand some of the challenges that we face in health. Some health facts like heart disease and cancer are the top 2 causes of death in America. 67.5% of American adults are overweight or obese. Now, I know we have an international community, so I don't know what the numbers are where you're from, but it is super high here in America. 97% of Americans are failing to meet ideal healthy lifestyle criteria that can protect their hearts. Tobacco use, poor nutrition, physical inactivity, and excessive alcohol use are top reasons for disease in America. And it's not like this is brand new. We've known about these things. There's an entire industry in the health and wellness field built around tackling these problems. And they got to come up with all the gimmicks, from the different weight loss plans and the meal plans and the different exercise routines and celebrity endorsers to try to get your attention on these problems. And we don't pay attention to it until after the fact, until after you get diagnosed, until after that hospital visit, until after that loved one has an unfortunate accident and you're like thinking about, could this happen to me as well? Why don't we do it beforehand? You see, these health facts are not the real problem. The real problem is people's lack of motivation to do anything about it. So whatever project can tackle that can motivate people to do what they should be doing anyway, is going to win all day. And we actually have a way to do that. Let me show you how MoveQuest is tackling these health problems and motivating you. Take a look.
Tired of shelling out money for gym memberships you hardly ever use? Fed up with fad diets and quick fixes that never seem to deliver? We know the feeling, but what if there was a way to spend less and achieve more, much more, than you've ever dreamed possible? Get Fit Mining, the revolutionary platform that pays you to get fit. Imagine earning cold, hard crypto just for building those buns of steel or carving out that six-pack. With Get Fit Mining, every step you take is not just towards a healthier you, but also towards financial freedom. Forget those hefty gym fees or that pantry stuffed with diet foods. Motivate yourself to be the best version of yourself and start building your retirement at the same time. What if what you mine today could change your tomorrow, just doing what you are already doing but intensifying it? Picture this: the best fit version of yourself, traveling the world, driving that luxury car you've always dreamed of. All of this is possible with Get Fit Mining. Here's how it works. Strap on your favorite fitness tracker and start earning crypto for your everyday activities like walking, running, or cycling. The more you move, the more you earn. Our app syncs with your lifestyle. It tracks your progress and mines cryptocurrency while you exercise. It's like mining money while melting calories. Say hello to real-time rewards paid instantly. Achieve your fitness goals and watch your digital wallet grow. Connect with fellow fitness enthusiasts, challenge each other, and share your achievements. With each referral, boost your earnings and your fitness motivation. Join the movement that's reshaping what it means to be fit and financially savvy. Why put off feeling good and living well? The time is now, and Get Fit Mining is your gateway. Ready to make a move? Let's turn those fitness dreams into your financial reality. Jump on board and let Get Fit Mining guide you to a richer, healthier life. It's the future of fitness, and it's here now with Get Fit Mining. So why wait? It's time to turn those workouts into wealth. Download the Get Fit Mining app today and start your journey towards fitness and financial freedom. Remember, every step counts, every workout matters. With Get Fit Mining, you're not just getting fit, you're getting rewarded. It's fitness revolutionized. It's time to get fit, get rewarded, and start building your future one step at a time. See you on the healthier side of life.
See you on the healthier side of life. I mean, are there benefits to walking? Obviously, just 30 minutes every day can increase cardiovascular fitness, strengthens your bones, reduce excess body fat, and boost muscle power and endurance. You reduce your risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, osteoporosis, and even some cancers. Physical activity may help to prevent or manage heart disease, stroke, and high blood pressure. Adults who sit less and do any amount of moderate to vigorous physical activity gain some health benefits. And again, this is stuff we know, but are you actually doing it? No. And the reason why, because this is Monday Night Football, you're sitting on the couch watching football, drinking beer, getting a sandwich. Why? Is because we're not motivated to do it. And that's the biggest problem. Get Fit Mining is motivating you. Why? Because you're being incentivized to do things because you're going to get paid for it. Your physical activity now is becoming an income stream. So if you know you're getting paid to get up off the couch, will you do it? Yes, let me ask this question. Actually, I'm going to ask two questions. Type 1 in the chat box if you've earned rewards with MoveQuest. Type 2 in the chat box if you've lost weight. You see, not only have I earned here, but I have also lost. When I started this project, I was around almost a little over 220. I'm now, for the first time in 2 years, below 200 pounds. I was 199.8 when I measured myself earlier this morning. I'm going to give you another number here. The number's 13 million. Do you know what that number represents? This is a project that launched July 22nd on the Avalanche chain. The token launched at $1. It's over $20 a token now, 90 days later. $13 million has been cashed out, if you want to use that word. 13 million to this community. There is not one single person who's been involved who hasn't been able to pull out any money. Every single one. 100%. 25 years in this industry, I have never been able to say that before. So your health is your wealth, and we're turning your physical activity into an income stream. And all you need to do to get started is have your phone. I don't have to teach you to go buy a phone. You already have one. But what you may not know is that your phones have built-in trackers on them that's tracking all of your physical activity. Go Fit, Health Connect. If you have an iPhone, Apple Health is already on there. They're even listening to you. Have you ever wondered why you go on social media and you start seeing advertisements of a topic that you might have had a conversation with your friend or your family member? How'd they know that? Are they reading my mind? No, they're listening to you. So this has already taken place. So contrary to popular belief from the critics, MoveQuest is not collecting people's data. Your phone already is. When you download the MoveQuest app on your phone, it connects to apps already on your phone. And then from there, it takes that data, runs it through our miners, translates it into a digital code, and sends it to the blockchain. And then you're rewarded in a crypto token called MQT. Not a made-up token that's only available on somebody's back office. A token that is on the open market, a token that for the first 30 days was the #1 trending and the #1 gainer on the Avalanche blockchain for almost 30 days straight. There's only two ways you can get this token: purchasing it or mining it. See, I always like to say, would you rather have the golden goose or the golden egg or the golden goose producing golden eggs every single day? Mining it. We call this proof of physical activity. This is the same thing like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is called proof of work. This is proof of physical activity. And MoveQuest is not the only move to earn app on the market. And I did it again. And I actually took the screenshot. I had my 5-day challenge recap literally 5 minutes before we started tonight. So I did not have time to upload it, but I'll put it on my slides tomorrow. I've been a member of Sweatcoin and STEPN for years. I have millions of steps recorded. Do you know how much money I made in Sweatcoin? $20. $20. And I don't even know how to pull that out. And it's been 3 years. They've got millions of members. What do you think is going to happen to the MoveQuest community when word gets out about this? This hasn't gone viral yet. Nobody knows who this is. That 100% of the people is winning here. And we've got people that this is not changing their life. It already has changed people's lives. But these other apps, they're restricted in what they can do. They're centralized companies. They're limited in functionality. MoveQuest is decentralized. It allows you to get credit for your steps, your distance, your calories, your workouts, even your sleep, and other benefits to sleeping. Yes, getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night keeps your heart healthy, reduces stress, and helps keep blood sugar consistent. It lowers your risk for serious health problems like diabetes and heart disease, reduces stress, improves your mood, and allows you to think more clearly. It also helps to prevent inflammation and control weight. And we know this, but is anybody really getting enough sleep that they're supposed to? You know, when I used to work a 9-to-5 job, one of my biggest dreams was I can't wait when I fire my boss to be able to sleep in on a Monday and it's not a vacation. Sleep in on a Monday and I'm not sick. I had to stay home. Wake up when I'm finished sleeping. To me, that would have been the life. However, I learned quickly, when you're self-employed and you work for yourself, you work harder for yourself than you do any 9-to-5 job. Therefore, I only average 4.5 to 5 hours sleep a night and a good 1 hour in the afternoon for the last 12 years. Since I've been a part of MoveQuest, I've been averaging 6.5 to 8 hours sleep a night. Now, why am I getting that extra sleep? Is it because I actually want the health benefits that come with sleeping? No, no. I'm getting the extra sleep because I'm getting paid to sleep. I used to run my mouth, say, you're not making any money until you're making money while you sleep. This is even better. How many of you went to sleep last night and God willing, you woke up this morning? How about 100% of everybody? Some of you got paid for it and some of you didn't. And the ones who didn't are not a part of this program. That's what I love this for. Now, not only are you going to get credit for your sleep, but also all of your steps, all of your distance, your workouts, your calories, and your sleep. And this is all managed not by a company. There's no company called MoveQuest. There's no company called Get Fit Mining. It is a smart contract. It is a community project. We are MoveQuest, just like Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I think Hulu or HBO just did a series to try to find out who is Satoshi Nakamoto. There's no company address. You don't know who they are, where it come from. And this is important to know because most people always get scammed from a centralized entity, from the CEOs taking everybody's money or pulling a rug pull or getting shut down. But once we're dealing directly with the blockchain, that can't happen. It's a program. So managed by a smart contract. But as a program, there are limits to what you can get credit for, like 20,000 max steps a day, 10 miles a day, 2 hours max workout time, 2,000 to 4,000 calories burned, and up to 8 hours max sleep. Now, can you do more? Yes, but you're only going to get credit up to. So whenever you hear we say, if you maxed out all of your rings or all of your steps, your distance, that's what we're talking about, maxing it out. My first 3 months when it was Get Fit Mining, I only did maybe 30 to 40% maxing out every single day. And we were happy back then if you were able to earn 7 to 10 days a day on your physical activity. 7 to 10 days a day. Now, you're not walking off your job with that. You're not firing your boss. You're not getting rich. But if I'm going to be moving anyway, and I'm going to make an extra $7 to $10 a day, at the end of the month, that could pay for groceries. That could put gas in my car. That can pay for that, the date night if you want to, take your kids to the movies or something, splurge a little bit, pay for back to school clothes. That's what we were excited about. Now, I max out on almost every day. You want to know why? Because now, the average person, depending on what the value of MQT is, can go anywhere between $20 to $100 a day. Now we're talking full-time income through this opportunity. So getting started with MoveQuest, first you got to have a smartphone. Other fitness trackers like a smartwatch is optional. And it is very convenient. One, it allows you to track more of your activity if you have a smartwatch than if you don't. So that is optional. Some of you guys take your phones and keep them with you everywhere you go anyway. So you think you don't need it, but that's okay. I would strongly encourage that you have a smartwatch. Your phones come with health apps on them already, like Apple Health and Health Connect on the newer models. The older models, you might have to download the Health Connect. And then the magic happens when you need to purchase some miners. The miners is what's taking that data and translating it into a digital code to put onto the blockchain. And when you hear the term mining, think of Bitcoin. Bitcoin. There's 21 million Bitcoin that will ever be in existence, only 19 million in circulation. How does a Bitcoin go from nothing into circulation? Well, it takes people that's going to spend their time, and time is money. They're going to take that time and they're going to purchase hardware. They're going to take that hardware, they're going to purchase software, program it, and then they got to plug it into the electricity grid and pay for it. And what they're doing is they're building the blockchain. Those of you who were on my 5-day challenge last week, we covered this in detail. You build the blockchain. Every 10 minutes, 3.125 Bitcoin is released into the ecosystem through the smart contract. Who gets the Bitcoin? The miners do. And they're competing with each other to get that small Bitcoin. MoveQuest, 2,500 tokens a day is being released to the ecosystem. Who gets those tokens? You guys do, the miners. So whoever's doing the most physical activity, whoever has the most mining power is going to get the most rewards, the most share of those tokens every single day. So you might say, well, wait a minute, Brandon, then we don't want more people to mine because I'm going to get less tokens. Well, think about this for a second. In the early days of Bitcoin, when Bitcoin first came out, people were getting thousands of Bitcoin mining. The first purchase of Bitcoin was 2 pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoin. How much do you think that 10,000 Bitcoin's worth today? MoveQuest. You may be getting less tokens, but over time, the value goes up. It launched at $1. It's more than $20 right now. Some of you are spoiled because you have a chance to ride the wave of seeing it going all the way up to 100. This is crypto. There's always market volatility. It's never just going to go straight up. The question is, are you here to try to get rich quick? Are you here to try to just take from the community as fast as you can because you've been burned so many times so you don't trust it? Or do you have the vision to want to be a part of this community to help build it for the long term? Not worried about what crypto's MQT is worth today. What's it going to look like 6 months from now, a year from now? There's 21 million in existence. There's only 300,000 in circulation. So if you're worried about what the token is today, you got to think. What happens if it goes to $500 a coin or 1,000 and you sold 70 of them for $20? Think about that. So any activity is getting you paid, like walking, running, jogging, hiking, playing with your kids and your grandkids, riding a bike, going swimming, riding your scooter and skateboard. What about those of you on a Saturday morning, you do yard work, mow the lawn, cut the grass and all that? What about if you're doing housework? What if you go on a vacation and you're just walking down the beach? Any activity is getting you paid, indoors and outdoors. So to get started, one, you want to get back to the person who invited you. There is a learning curve if you're brand new to crypto, which most people, their first entrance to crypto is through an opportunity. And like this, so you might have never bought crypto before. We have tutorials and trainings and live trainings in place to walk you through if you need that help. We suggest you get started having a MetaMask wallet. It's going to default to Ethereum. You want to change it to the Avalanche blockchain and purchase some AVAX. You're going to convert some of that AVAX into MQT. And this is where now we have added utility to this project. Do you know that 95% of crypto tokens out there have no utility? Utility means is, what can I do with it besides just buy it and sell it? Is there any utility to Dogecoin? No, it was created as a joke. What about Shiba Inu, some of these others? All the meme tokens, there's no utility to it. It's based on hype and speculation. Who gets in first? This actually has a use case. And we've created a self-sustaining use case because those who want to get credit for all of their physical activity can't buy the miners unless you purchase MQT. I mean, is there a utility for, I don't know, the Chuck E. Cheese token? How many of you are 80s kids? I think they still got Chuck E. Cheese now. You can't play the video games in Chuck E. Cheese unless you put that quarter in and get yourself a Chuck E. Cheese token. You can't get the miners here unless you purchase MQT. And if Stefan and Sweat can have millions of members and we got 5,000, what do you think is going to happen if we have at least another 100,000 people join a project that they actually are making money in? And they all have to purchase MQT. I'm holding my MQT. So you're going to purchase MQT, and you're going to use that to purchase the miners. You're going to go back to whoever invited you. They're going to give you an invite code. The code is what you need to be able to sign up. And you sign up by connecting your wallet. This is you're putting in your telephone number and email address and credit card. And no, this is not centralized. This is decentralized. If you don't know what decentralized means, I just shared this on our recap call, that next month's 5-day challenge. The only topics that week we're going to talk about is security and the difference between decentralization, centralization, custodial wallets, non-custodial wallets, because this community desperately needs that knowledge. So I'm going to give it away for free on the next 5-day challenge next month. So you need to know this. Connect your wallet. From there, you're going to purchase your miners. After you purchase your miners, you can have up to 8 of them working for you at any given time. And then you're going to download the GetFit Mining app onto your phone. There's no cost in doing that. Get it connected, and you start moving. That's it. Now, some people go through this process in 5 minutes. Other people, it might take an hour, depending on your level of knowledge. But again, we have a community here to help and support you. Now, where this project shines is the fact that it has a self-sustaining ecosystem. And I'm not going to go into this long at all because Lynette covers this in detail. All that means is that this program is designed not to be a pump and dump, to protect the community from the community. Most projects fail because the community gets started when the token is cheap, it rises up, they sell it, and it crashes down, and it never comes back up. They crash it themselves. This system's in place to take what would be profit in a centralized company and puts it right back in the ecosystem to sustain the system. So I'm going to leave that for Lynette to really go over because she covers that in detail. But every time you evolve and upgrade your miners, you submit your proof of physical activity, you claim your mining rewards, you unlock your mining dot slots, you create challenges and events, and you lease your miners. Do you know what you're doing? None of this activity is happening on a website. This is all happening on the blockchain. There's no warehouse full of miners that's just given to you. You are actually minting it on the blockchain, straight to your wallet. Nobody's touched that miner but you, unless you let a hacker get access to it and take all your miners away. It's all yours. And that incurs transaction fees, which would be profit for a centralized company. Here is not profit. It goes right back to the ecosystem for all of us. The reason why we had millions of dollars in liquidity when other projects out there that have thousands upon thousands of people, billionaires, and they got $7,000 liquidity. When? Excuse me. When token? I've never seen a project like this in my life. Well, my crypto life, and I have seen them all. I've seen them all. How do you get started? Well, you can get started with as low as $50. You can purchase a Lenny token for $50. But Lenny's going to get you 50% mining power. And again, if there's only 2,500 tokens released every single day, who gets that? Whoever has the most mining power. So you can take that Lenny and evolve it up. You can get a primary, an ultra, an alpha, or an omega. The omega miner is the most powerful. Get your 400% mining power. Those of you who are paying attention to what Lynette said this morning, she said something that I forgot. I remember we talked about it in detail a couple of months ago, and then it slipped my mind. I forgot that the omegas actually can do more than 400% mining power. You're going to see how that works when the new MoveQuest app comes out and that's all in place. But I completely forgot about that. That was a light bulb for me. So the more mining power you have, the more money you're going to earn. You're going to have up to 8 omegas running for you. So here's an example. If someone says, well, yeah, that all sounds good, Brandon, but can anybody pull any money out? This isn't a company where there's a withdraw button and you need their permission. Everything's direct on the blockchain. So here's an example of Miss Marnita Casa doing a 10-day claim. And mind you, she did not max out her activity. This is what she earned in 10 days.
Grand beautiful risings, babies, and happy thriving Thursday. It's your girl, the Queen Connectress, and I am back because we are talking about Get Fit Mining. And for me, documentation beats conversation. So I am going to show you how easy it is for you to get paid off of your physical activity and your sleep. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up my MetaMask wallet and let you guys see that right now I have 1.35 MQT in my MetaMask wallet. So then now I'm going to go to my GetFit mining app. And as you guys can see, every day, your steps, your miles, your calories, your workout, and your sleep, all that data is put into the GetFit mining app. The app turns that data into a hash and puts it on the blockchain, and that's how we're able to get paid for our physical activity and our sleep. Now, every day you have to get up and submit your data. When you submit your data, it shows up as a line of information right here on the bottom. Now, every day you can claim each line of information in order to be rewarded your MQT. I like to wait for 10 days, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and claim my 10 days of data. I am going to submit that information. As you see, it says transaction in progress. And now my data has been claimed successfully. The MQT that I am rewarded from my physical activity and my sleep now shows up in my MetaMask wallet. So I'm going to go over there to MetaMask. Oops, let's do that again. There we go. And now you guys can see that I received 10.5, I think, MQT for the last 10 days. So like I said, you guys, you get paid instantly for your physical activity and your sleep. It all depends on when you want to claim your activity and when you decide to sell, how much you will actually make. All right, you guys have a wonderful day, and you keep being healthy, active, and beautiful. I'll see you soon. Peace.
All right, now 10.5 MQT. How much is that worth? Depending on when she decides to sell it. She could sell it at $2. She could sell it at nobody let anybody else in the room right now. I want to make sure I know my Zoom does more than 500 people. So I don't understand why it's freezing up at 300, but I don't know if Lynette is in here. So I need to make sure that when she hops on, that I can get her in. So don't allow anybody else. We got people in the waiting room until we have Lynette that's hop on. So those of you that are hosts. All right. So how much is that value worth? That depends on, oh, there she is right there. All right. You got her in now? All right. How much that is worth is based on when she decides to sell. So she can sell at $2, she can sell at $30, she can sell at $100, she can sell if it goes to $500, whatever the price. That's in your hands. So getting started with GetFit Mining soon is the ability to lease your miners. You can lease them out. The value of these miners are going to go up. I don't know how much. I don't know when. I just know that they will. And so for people that's not able to afford them, you'll be able to lease miners out to those individuals, and they'll be able to submit their proof of physical activity, claim their mining rewards, and you get to claim the leasing fee because it is yours. That's going to be coming soon in the new rebrand of the MoveQuest app. So to get started today, get back to the person who invited you. Let them know if you're in or out. If you say this is not for you, at least we thank you for taking time out of your schedule for even hearing what this is about. I mean, even Steppin' and Sweatcoin got millions of people and nobody's making any money with that. But if you decide this still is not for you as well, that's okay. Just understand when you leave here, your phone is still recording every single thing you do. And guess what? You're going to go to sleep tonight, and God willing, you're going to wake up tomorrow morning. So in that process, you just chose not to get paid for doing it. For those of you who say, yeah, this is for me, I want to be a part of this, then stick around, because we have the creator of the project I'm going to bring up in 1 second. That's going to give you the more details to see the background, the underneath the hood, the ecosystem, how the self-sustaining ecosystem has allowed this project to thrive, to be the most successful project in launching crypto that I have seen in 8 years. And I have seen a lot. I've seen them all. So stick around for that. And to get more information, we might have Q&A at the end as well. I'm not too sure. We'll see how tonight goes. What's happening next is sometimes you got to see information more than once. We'll be doing this same presentation again tomorrow morning. Well, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. I'll be doing this presentation tomorrow on the same link, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. So we invite you out for that. And we're going to have a follow-up training right after that with Herschel Crow on jointhemovementum.com at 2 p.m. Eastern for those who need help and have questions. So there's absolutely no excuse for people not to get all the information they need. As a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial or health advisor to be giving health advice and financial advice. I share information for educational, training, and entertainment purposes only. It is up to you to make your own informed, intelligent decision on which direction you want to move into. There is absolutely no guarantee of how much money you can make, stated or implied. This is not one of those 3% a day, 13% a month deals. This is not an investment platform. The 3 criteria that you need to meet is 1, I don't know how physically active you are. I don't know if you're going to work out tonight or you're going to watch the football game and drink a beer on the couch. I don't know that. I also don't know how much mining power you're going to have working for you. Whether in your budget is 1 or 2 Lennies and Ultras and primaries, or you might have 8 Omegas. I don't know that. What I do know is that if you do have 8 Omegas and you max out every day, you're receiving about 1.1, 1.2 MQT a day at current size. I do know that. But I don't know when you're going to sell that token. You might hold it, you might trade it, you might buy more miners with it, you might unlock more mining dots. I have no idea. That is all in your hands. What I do know is this, that the members here are earning without having to recruit and without having to sell a physical product and convince grandma to drink your miracle juice. Just by submitting their physical data and activity that they're going to do every day anyway. Coming soon is MoveQuest. Take a look at this. All right. So that ends our presentation size of this. And I am upset because I'm looking at my bank statement and I did pay Zoom. They taking my money. I should have a whole lot more participant power, but we will get that straightened out. But in the meantime, we do have the creator of the MoveQuest smart contract program here with us tonight. You heard from her this morning and she's ready to share with you guys again. So I want to bring up Miss Lynette Artin.
Hey, I'm here. I'm looking for a spreadsheet quickly. Hold on here a second. One of these days, I'll have all these spreadsheets more organized. I'm gonna go over a lot of what we went over this morning, but at the same time, I kind of want to show you guys some different numbers. So I have to, hold on, I'm sorry. Where did this go? Is this the one I'm looking for? Sorry, guys. I thought I had all this ready to go. Maybe it's this one. Nope. Is it this one? No. Okay. I might have deleted it. Hold on here. How's everybody doing tonight? Sorry, I'm getting
That's no problem. We're doing all good.
All right. Very good. Maybe it's behind this spreadsheet. I got so many files open. Let's see here. I want to show everybody kind of how everything tracks, because I think it's really important that everybody understands how the ecosystem works. And sometimes I get, messages from people, and it leads me to believe kind of that people are still figuring all of this out. Let me go to my files and see if I can get it. And that's not what we want. We want everybody to really understand how this works. Maybe it's this one. All right, I'm gonna give up on it because we could be sitting here all night with all the files I have in my computer. So we're just gonna go over the basics, I guess, and then I'll work on this later. Let's see. MoveQuest holders, ball holdings. Shoot. All right. I know it's here somewhere and I probably got it right in front of me, but we're going to get started. I'm not going to keep holding everybody up waiting on me to find files. Everybody is, kind of looking at the liquidity pool and you see the selling pressure. And let me share my screen because I'm going to go over this presentation real quick. And then maybe by then the screen will have come up for me. Okay. Oops, let me get rid of this. Well, we finally got to our destination after driving since Friday. And I thought I was going to be more prepared tonight, but I think I'm still a little scatterbrained. But anyway, I'm going to, when I do my presentations, especially when I'm talking about the liquidity pool, you see here, I put my name on this and the date because I want everybody to understand this from my viewpoint. A lot of people can explain it and they don't always maybe get it correctly. Or don't articulate it the right way. And I know that I'm not always the best person because sometimes I confuse people. And again, this kind of gets back to security. With AI, we've got people creating videos that sound like us, myself and Brandon and Brian and different people that, are doing presentations and building this. So I'm trying to put like my name on things when you see that. You guys be so careful right now. MoveQuest is being targeted like crazy. Protect your wallet. Don't give out your 12-word passphrase. Do not give out your private key. Don't give somebody control of your computer. None of our teams here, none of our customer support are ever going to ask you for that information. By the way, MoveQuest does not have any rewards for you to claim. When we talk about mining rewards, we're talking about what you're doing from your proof of physical activity. So if you are finding a link where somebody says, click this and claim your move, we don't have that. None of that stuff is here. Please be very careful. We've had too many people lose their assets, too many people lose their MoveQuest, too many people losing their miners. And we've been, we've tried to be as kind as possible and, replace them for you. We can't do that anymore. It's just getting to be too much. We've explained it over and over and over. And so, you're going to have to learn the hard way like all of us did. If you give permission for a hacker to access your wallet and you lose your miners or your MoveQuest, there is absolutely nothing we can do about it. Don't come and ask us because we can't. It's just part of, learning things the hard way. What I want to talk about right now is liquidity. What is it? And you have to have that liquidity pool in order for you to be able to buy MoveQuest, or in order to buy USDT, or to buy Bitcoin, or to buy BNB, any of these crypto tokens. And that's how you buy and that's how you sell. Liquidity is important because you've got to be able to make those buys or make those sells, right? So you've got to have a very robust liquidity pool. MoveQuest has only been listed on the Avalanche chain for like 99 days. That's it. And currently our, community has been able to convert over $14 million of their MoveQuest to the token of their choice, whether it was Bitcoin or USDT or AVAX or whatever it is that you did, which to me is amazing in our, less than 100 days. That, to me, that's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. On top of that, we were sitting at probably about $4 million in liquidity probably about 2 weeks ago. And then you started to see the selling pressure, and it just started getting more and more and more, and more heavy. Okay, crypto goes through this. We're a new project. We are, building this community. I want to give you the difference between building a community and needing new money to stabilize the project. Okay, we're new. Yes, we've been building for the last 3.5 years. This this platform, this project. You know, we've been coding it. We own it all 100%. There's no third parties here. It's completely decentralized. Everything is on the blockchain. Everything is managed by smart contract. You are in complete and total control. There's nobody that is the custodian of your money. There's nobody that's going to take your money. It's in escrow, essentially. Those smart contracts are like an escrow. All right. So anytime you earn, all you have to do is make a call to that contract. We make that super simple with our the dApp or our Web3. Anytime you push a button, you're making a call to a contract, you're paying a blockchain fee, and then instantly that transaction is executed. And so you get paid everything in real time instantly. So you never have to worry about losing your money. Okay. It's not here. So we're not like your other crypto projects, the money schemes, the get rich quick schemes that didn't have an ecosystem, that did not have utility for their token, that were here today and gone already. Most of them are gone in their first 90 days. Okay. We haven't even gotten started yet. Yes, we've spent the last 3.5 years building this project, and beta phase was on our Binance Smart Chain. We have a much smaller community over there. We did the proof of concept on the Avalanche chain. And when we roll out the next blockchain, it won't be anything beta. It won't be proof of concept. It will be the full blown, start right away mining that MoveQuest. There will be 0 MoveQuest in circulation. And that token should list anywhere from $100 to $150 on the start of day one with 0 MoveQuest in circulation. Now, getting back to the liquidity pool, that is a very important part of the ecosystem. In your traditional crypto projects, and I don't know how many of you are new to crypto. I don't know how many of you have been in multiple projects that you were either successful with or they failed. I don't know. But what I can tell you here is that none of them have a self-sustaining ecosystem. Not one. There is not one project on the market that is like Get Fit Mining. And we are rebranding to MoveQuest. When we rebrand to MoveQuest, there'll be a direct affiliate commission. There won't be any multi-level, where it pays more than 1 or 2 levels in commission. So it is changing. When we bring out MoveQuest, it will be launching with the challenges where you can create challenges. A week to 2 weeks later, the leasing is going to open up. You'll be able to lease those miners. We've got so much that's coming in that rebrand. Even better than all of the other features that we have is the ability to onboard at a much easier, with a much easier system. It's pretty much a walkthrough system. Swipe, action, swipe, action, swipe, action. It's going to make it so much simpler for everybody to onboard and to get started with a project. So you're not going to have to worry about how in the world do I explain this to somebody and how am I going to get them set up. Basically, they're just going to need to be able to set up a wallet and get it funded and know the basics about crypto, how to buy, how to sell, and just follow some simple instructions. But it does become much easier. Now, talking about our ecosystem, it's completely unique and it's totally a self-sustaining platform, and it blends fitness, wellness, and cryptocurrency. It is designed to reward users for their active participation. It transforms your physical activity into real value. Every move contributes to a decentralized network that's powered by the MoveQuest tokens. So through features like miners that you mint, evolving, leasing, all of the other community-driven activities that are going to be coming live with the new dApp, it's improving your health. It's strengthening also the project's liquidity and its stability, because within the ecosystem, every time you perform an action, there is an in-app fee, and it contributes to the liquidity pool. In your typical project, if you've all been in them before, and like that's where I'm getting back to where I was saying, I don't know who has been in other projects or is, familiar with crypto, or if you're brand new to it. They don't have an ecosystem that funds the liquidity. What they do is they tell the community, go buy both tokens to create the pair, inject it as liquidity, and then we're going to pay you a nominal fee or reward based on every transaction from the buys and the sells on that exchange. Nobody leaves their liquidity there forever. Who would do that? It doesn't really serve much of a purpose. They don't make a whole lot of money on those transaction fees. There's not really any big, motivation to keep that liquidity there for the long term. And so they pull out their liquidity. And then normally they crash shortly after that. So we don't rely on that here. We've got that self-sustaining ecosystem. You're using the application. And every time you participate or you involve yourself in one of the actions, there's a fee and it provides that liquidity. Not only that, but in any of you that are here, we've had testimonial after testimonial after testimonial. It works. It motivates you to do a lifestyle change, right? Where you're increasing your physical activity. How many of you have tried to lose weight, have tried to get on some kind of an exercise regimen, and you failed at it? Because there's nothing there that motivates you. It's hard work to, stick to a diet plan. It's hard work to make yourself go to the gym, stop what you're doing in the day, get into your workout clothes, go sweat, get that shower, and then come back and pick up wherever you left off. Most people end up falling off of those systems. And so you fail at it. And I'm not saying that to be, facetious in any way, shape, or form, but MoveQuest motivates you to create a lifestyle change for yourself. And it's proving that just by increasing that physical activity, you start to drop the pounds. You become more healthy. I don't know about you guys, but like even for me, my balance is so much better. I mean, I used to, if I tried to stand up on one leg, I'm starting to move back and forth. Well, not anymore. I've got that strength back. I'm building up those muscles, and I'm not doing anything strenuous. I'm just increasing my daily physical activity. And so our project solves a real world issue, and that is the chronic illness and disease that's associated with obesity and being overweight. If you start to lose those pounds, you become more healthy, you're happier, and MoveQuest is incentivizing you because the more you move, the more you earn. And so by putting in that hard work, you begin to mine these tokens. Now, the token value goes up based on supply and demand. What you're seeing right now is more supply than is a demand for those tokens. When the price was going up like gangbusters, it's because people were joining our community. They were going to the exchange, they were purchasing the MoveQuest, and they were minting their miners. They were evolving their miners, and then they began to submit that proof of physical activity. They begin to claim their miners. Now, when the rebranded app comes out, there's going to be even more use for that MoveQuest token. And so it will create more demand for that token as well. So you'll start to see it go up from there. But we're in this little lull right now. Okay. And that happens with every project. We went from 117 wallets submitting on day one, their proof of physical activity. And over the last 3 months, we grew to about 5,200 wallets that were submitting that proof of physical activity. And it's just kind of tapered up and it's just kind of stayed there. You're going to see when that happens that the token isn't going up in market value. Why? Because they're not minting the miners to join the community and engage within the ecosystem. Now, there's a big difference between building a community and needing the new money to stabilize the market. And this is what I want you guys to all understand tonight when I'm talking about this. If we rely on new money coming in to stabilize the project, you're dealing with a pyramid or a Ponzi scheme. Okay, so that doesn't exist here because we don't use that MoveQuest. When a person goes to the exchange and they purchase that MoveQuest, they do it so they can mint those miners. When they mint those miners, it pays the commission, and the rest of that MoveQuest goes back into the vault. It goes back into the vault so that in the year 2060, it can start to be distributed. What it's doing, and differently from Bitcoin, we do mirror Bitcoin's tokenomics in two areas. One, 21 million is the max supply, and we distribute on a daily basis the same amount as Bitcoin in our tokenomics, and we have the halving, but we have what's called a reserve contract. And so until the community reaches a certain level, and until the liquidity pool reaches a level of stability, then you've got this reserve MoveQuest that will be released when there's a demand for it. Can you imagine right now if all that was going out right now with the selling pressure that we already have? It would be double that, because the same people who are selling right now would have double the tokens and would be selling double the amount. And so while we do mirror Bitcoin's tokenomics, we do have some little mechanical pieces in there that are slightly different to preserve the stability of this project. And so once the community is growing, then that will start to release. But I want everybody to understand that new money coming in never enters the ecosystem. It does drive up the market value of the token, but then that MoveQuest is removed and is never touched until the year 2060. So our project doesn't rely on that. The community relies on that growth because that's what drives the market value of that token up. I kind of got ahead of myself here. Right now, from the people who have come in and minted those miners, they went to the exchange, they purchased the MoveQuest, they came back, they minted their miners, and then they launched into the ecosystem. 45,859 of those MoveQuests are now in the vault. And that's what I was going to show you when I was looking for that spreadsheet, because I've got this all marked down. So here in the next couple of weeks, we'll give you an accounting, okay? We'll do this every quarter so that everybody has an accounting of what the self-sustaining ecosystem has done, all right? How much money came in through evolution? How much money came in from, minting the miners? How much money came in from the mining dock? How much money came in from submissions? How much money came in from claims? How much money went towards purchasing that MoveQuest? How many of the MoveQuest went back into the vault from the minting of the miners? How much of that money is liquidity? How much of that money is in reserve? How much and how much and how much? That way everybody can see the full accounting, because it would take you all forever to go to those contracts and to figure it out. And I'm really good at that. So I can go to the contracts, I can map everything out, do the accounting. Plus, not only that, we need it anyway. And then we can make that public and everybody can see what's going on within this ecosystem. I think it's really important for people to really understand how the crypto space works. And if you think about it, when you get involved with MoveQuest, you're getting a massive education in the crypto space, okay? Because I am of the opinion that everybody needs to know as much as you possibly can. And so I make everything available to you. So just so you guys know, it does take me a while to put all that together, but in the next few weeks, you will see an accounting of it. I have to have it anyway, and we'll just make it public so that everybody can see exactly how this self-funding ecosystem operates and what it does for you as a community of people. Now, when we talk about the evolution, this is when you upgrade your miners, okay? And when you upgrade your miners, it's increasing your mining power. Now, I've had a lot of people come to me and say, well, it's just not worth it for me to get started with a Lenny. Well, then don't get started with a Lenny, but that is how you get started when you come in to MoveQuest. Everybody starts at the Lenny miners. Now, you can't look at this as a get-rich-quick scheme, because that is not what it is. This is a very long-term project, okay? It's not going to be gone next month. It's not going to be gone in 6 months. It's not going to be gone in 6 years. It's not going to be gone in 60 years. It's on the blockchain. It never will come down, okay? Everything, 100%, is on chain. When you evolve those miners, it takes USDT. It's something that's very important here you need to understand. MoveQuest is never sold by the project. Now, while 90% of the revenue that comes through the ecosystem stays with the project, stays with the liquidity, stays with the community, that 10% that doesn't stay with the community is not received in MoveQuest. So even myself or the development team or any marketing that we do or any costs that are incurred, never is MoveQuest sold, because we don't take any of that MoveQuest. The minute you do that, you've got the project competing against itself. So the MoveQuest always stays with the community as liquidity. What's important to understand here is while 90% stays with the community, it actually equals about 150% to 200%. So I'm going to explain this to you now of how this works. If the evolution contract is holding $1,000 in USDT, it's got two functions that it has to do, right? It could use half of that, $500, to buy MoveQuest. This gives a positive impact, okay, on the MoveQuest market value. So it just boosted MoveQuest. The market value of the MoveQuest would go up a little bit with that $500 purchase, but then that $500 of MoveQuest is now paired to $500 of USDT. And that 1,000 is injected as liquidity. That was a $1,500 impact on the liquidity pool that $1,000 had. So that's giving that liquidity pool 150% boost. Now, alternatively, it can also pair the full $1,000 of USDT with $1,000 of that reserved MoveQuest. That results in a $2,000 liquidity injection, and that's a 200% impact when it hits the liquidity pool. So it's very strategic the way this USDT works, and it is here to ensure sustainable growth because the project never sells the MoveQuest. It comes in through other avenues. It comes in from unlocking those mining dock slots. It comes in when the evolution contract has to go buy it. Currently, the evolution contract from the day the token listed until a couple of days ago, it hasn't purchased now. It hasn't purchased in 2 or 3 days. But 263,318 MoveQuest has been purchased from the evolution that's held in the vault for future liquidity. That's huge because as the market value goes back up, it takes less MoveQuest to pair to the USDT to inject as liquidity. So while the market value is low right now, it does take more MoveQuest when you're pairing it to the USDT, but as it starts to increase in market value, then it starts to take less MoveQuest to pair to that USDT. 263,318 MoveQuest is a ton of MoveQuest. And that wasn't purchased at always the lowest prices. It's been purchased. You can go back and you can look yourselves. You guys seen all the times that the MoveQuest was purchased through the evolution. And so there's a lot of money sitting there in that reserved MoveQuest. That's huge for future liquidity. Now, here's what you guys have to understand. And I've had people, contact me and say, well, when's the evolution contract going to go buy MoveQuest so it drives up the market value? Well, the only reason they're asking me that is because they're wanting to know when they can sell. One, I never tell people because it's an algorithm and when it triggers, it just happens. I never tell somebody when it's going up or when it's going down because I don't even know. It's all based on trends in this algorithm. And when it triggers, it's done. What you have to understand is that in times of slower community growth, when there's this increased selling, the sustainability is going to shift. It's going to shift to protect the long-term value of that token. So as the token market value and the community expansion, which you've seen has recently declined, the evolution contract is not going to increase that market value just to stimulate sells. So when you see this heavy selling, that's not what this project does. It's not going to drive up the market for the sellers. What it's going to do is it's going to start pumping in that liquidity so that it stabilizes the market for the holders. So with the reduced demand of that token, and it's really, when you look at these projects, I just shake my head sometimes because it's like, okay, the community has come in, they've spent the money on these miners. Do you not have any goals in your life for the token to go up in value? Are you really happy, selling it at $23? Are you really happy at selling it at the $80? It hit $125 at one point. Of course, that was because, somebody really did a foolish sale and then wanted to jump back in. And that's neither here nor there. So the true market value at the time it pumped up to 125 really was at about $102. So I like to say the organic market value of that token was at about $100 to $102. To me, I wouldn't even wanted to sell it then. Most people didn't. They held it. And then you see this crazy selling. Why? Because the mindset is this: better get out while I can. I better get as much as I can while it's still good to get. You guys don't understand. This is a self-funding ecosystem. All right. So when this overpressure and the selling pressure is coming in like it is, the system doesn't go in and buy it back up in the market value. Now it's like it completely pivots. Now it's all about making sure that the liquidity that's there is stable. And so I'm going to explain this to you right here. And this is just little numbers, but the max supply is 21 million MoveQuest tokens. Currently, the vault is holding 20,671,630. The total amount of MoveQuest that's in circulation is 328,370. 55,000 of those are sitting in smart contracts. Okay. The smart contracts are the liquidity pool, the mining deck, comp plan, the evolution wallet, and the airdrop distribution. That's where the tokens go. And when you claim from, you submit that proof of physical activity and you claim those tokens, it's coming from that airdrop distribution. So there's 273,296 in various wallets. That's nothing. You go look at all these other projects you've been in, and you've got hundreds of millions of tokens that are out there. All right. You've got these whales and you got rug pulls because they don't have an ecosystem that's self-funding that liquidity pool. Understand something here. This project is as stable as the community wants it to be. And we really want to be careful at who we're asking to join us in this community right now, right? Because it's only 99 days old on the Avalanche chain. If somebody doesn't take what we're doing serious, come back to them when it doesn't matter. And we were sitting there with, 30, 40, $50 million in the liquidity pool, and they can sell to their hearts are content. This is a serious project. Okay. There's been a lot of time. There's been a lot of money that's gone in to creating this and building it for just anybody to, I look at it like this, be irresponsible. You got to think about the community that you're involved in. There's 5,200 people here. You've got to think about your community when you are making these decisions with the token. Now, you got an emergency come up, you got to sell, but kind of pay attention to the market. Look at the buying market. Look at the selling market. Look at what each of those are doing in volume. Is the buying volume higher than the selling volume? Is the selling volume higher than the buying volume? If it is, don't sell it if you don't have to. Think about your community and think about the longevity of the project. Now, getting back to the liquidity pool. Because of the selling pressure, and I like to call it, those are weak hands. And I'm sorry, I'm just going to put it out there like it is. Your diamond hands, they hold their tokens because they can see past their nose. They can see themselves making money. They can see more than just today. What am I going to do today? Okay. If you were broke yesterday, who cares if you're still broke today? Put that away so that in a year from now, you're never broke again. Try to think outside the box and get out of your own way. And I'm not trying to be mean here. I'm just being frank, right? Because I know that's just how I am. I can't even help myself. It's just how I am. So when you're looking at the liquidity, right now, there's 37,964 MoveQuest tokens in the pool, paired to 893,851 USDT. So that now this was as of this morning. So that gives the token a market value of 23.54. I have no clue what it is right now. I haven't even looked at it. For this pool to be fluid, what does that mean? The FDV, the fully diluted market value of this token would need $6,434,672. Okay, I said that wrong again, just like I did this morning, but you see the numbers. What it does is it takes the market value, multiplies it by the total amount of tokens in circulation, and now you've got the FDV. Our current liquidity pool has 1.7 million. So for this pool to be completely fluid, it needs 4.6 million more. Now, when it's sitting at 6.4 million, that means that every single person who's holding a token could sell them at $23.54 and the market value wouldn't go down. Ultimately, that's the goal, is to get that liquidity pool to a fluid pool. You've never seen that in crypto space. It's never happened. Never, ever, ever. But because this is a self-sustaining ecosystem, you could quite possibly see that here. So now I'm going to show you another slide. If the community keeps overselling before the demand is here, you could see the price drop to $8.62 before it is a fluid pool. But if it did drop that low, that would mean that every single person holding a MoveQuest token would be able to sell them for $8.62. It would still need $9 to be fluid. That's as close as I could get it. I couldn't get it right to zero. So at this point, it would be fluid with the exception of it'd be short $9 to be fluid. This is something that you don't see in the crypto space. How does this happen? Well, it's because right now we've got 33,939 miners that are docked. That means that 33,000, almost 34,000 miners are mining the MoveQuest token. And every single day, now you got to remember, there's so much more to the ecosystem, right? You're minting the miners, which removes MoveQuest from circulation. That helps with the supply and the demand. You unlock the mining dock slots. It takes MoveQuest. You evolve your miners. It's the USDT. You submit, you claim. Shortly, it'll be challenges, leasing, going through the arenas, reaching the Hall of Fame, boosting. There's so many things that are coming into the ecosystem to use the MoveQuest, but we're just talking about your submissions alone. Why? Because you can't count on new people joining the community, right? You can't count on that because our ecosystem doesn't depend on that for stability. We don't know, okay, if nobody comes in and mints a miner, then there's nobody else unlocking a mining dock slot. And if they're not evolving their miners, then you don't have that either. But what you do have is people who are always going to submit that proof of physical activity. Right now, and once the rebrand comes out, we've quit updating the Get Fit Mining app, just so everybody knows, okay? It was going to take too much work to update that mining contract for the fees. So as soon as the rebrand comes out, the adjusted fees will be there. It will cost less for a Lenny to submit. It'll cost a little more for a primary, a little more for an ultra, a little more for an alpha, and a little more for an omega. But it averages out to about 62 cents per miner. So with the amount of miners that are docked right now in mining, submitting proof of physical activity, that is adding 21,042 daily to the liquidity pool. That's if everybody is submitting. That totals about $631,000 a month. This is just the submissions. This liquidity is stabilizing the market value of MoveQuest. Now remember, there's 2,500 MoveQuest tokens that are distributed daily. So let's just consider the lowest market value scenario of the $8.62. Let's just say people are still, they don't care what the market value is. They don't care what's in the liquidity pool. They don't care that it's only been here for 99 days, and they don't care about the other people in the community. All they want to do is sell that MoveQuest. They don't care about waiting for the liquidity pool to stabilize. And I got to tell you, I like this, okay? Don't get me wrong, because this is a very positive thing. Now, being in the crypto space as long as I have been, weak hands, you really shouldn't be in the crypto space. You want those diamond hands in a new project. So try to think, with a different mindset when you're involved in something like this. You're not going to see this again. I don't think anybody will create a project like this because it will take them 3 years to do. And it's a lot of work to build on the blockchain to make everything on chain. So we are a one-of-a-kind project. So treat it with care. Seriously, it could change lives overnight if people would just be more careful with what they're doing. So let's look at the $8.62 for the MoveQuest. Let's just say that's what it ends up dropping down to. Here's what you need to realize, that just with the submissions alone, nothing else happening. Nobody knew. I already went over all this before. $21,042 is what would be required if every single person sold those 2,500 MoveQuests every single day. That's what would need to be added into the pool at the $8.62 market value of MoveQuest. Now, with all the miners that are mining, that's already been met. Okay, that's $21,550 that's added every single day. This is what creates that self-sustaining, stable ecosystem for MoveQuest. And this is what I like about people selling, because guess what? For those of you who are holding, when you've got a fluid liquidity pool, it no longer matters who's selling. But every time somebody buys, the market value goes up and it keeps going up. And now you've got this stable, fluid pool. That's when people should be selling, right? Because now you've got the stable liquidity pool. And by all of these sellers selling too soon, they made it beautiful. Because when that market value was up higher, we needed a whole lot more money, okay, to make that pool fluid. They did us all a favor. They're going to be kicking their own butts in 6 months. But right now, they did the community a favor. So while we can shake our head and wonder what in the world are they thinking, we can also be very grateful to them because they allowed the liquidity pool to become very stable. It won't take long for that pool to be fluid. Never been done in the crypto space. Now, the mechanics of the MoveQuest ecosystem, they are designed to support a stable, healthy market value for that token. So when the buyer and the seller volumes are balanced, okay, that means there's a healthy demand. That means there's growth in the community. The system actively injects that liquidity to maintain, and it even increases the token's value. It works with the buyers and the sellers because it's got a healthy balance. That's in the algorithm. It doesn't work with just the sellers. At that point, the algorithm kicks in to protect those who are holding. So if the seller volume starts to vastly outweigh that buyer interest, meaning that demand isn't there for the MoveQuest token, and there's more pressure from the sellers than the demand can absorb, then the system adjusts to stabilize it rather than pushing up the market value artificially. You don't want an artificial market value, okay? It does no good. It means nothing. It may look good, but on a stable level, it means absolutely nothing. So it doesn't really matter what it looks like. And I've had people even tell me this, oh, it just doesn't look good. I got people telling me, oh, it's going down. You know what? What doesn't look good is a token that goes up and stays up and can't stabilize itself at that market value. So the sellers did us a favor because they brought it down, allow us to stabilize, create a more fluid pool, and then rebuild it from there. So this approach, it prevents that excessive volatility, okay, that you see in all your other projects. It keeps the token's value at a sustainable level rather than the inflating prices, which could create that unstable market. So it levels out during times of low demand. The system protects the community and ensures that the MoveQuest maintains that solid foundation, and it's primed itself for growth. Okay, and that demand is going to naturally be here because they see that stability in the market. So this balance is key, okay, to fostering that long-term stability for all of you who are involved in this ecosystem. This isn't a project that's going away. Now I'm showing you these two screenshots of the exchange. When you've seen this going up, this is when the community was growing. We started out with 117 wallets submitting. We're at 5,200, but then it's kind of taken a lull. It's kind of leveled off. Some people are waiting for the new DApp to come out. Some people find it difficult to articulate exactly what this project is and how it works. Some people don't know how to help people get set up. And so the new rebranded app, that will take a lot of that away. Okay, it'll make it easier for people to share. But this is when the evolution kicks in and kicks in and kicks in and kicks in because that growth is there and it helps to drive up that market value of the token. But when the evolution sees this, you are not going to see the evolution contract kick in for those sellers. It's not there for the seller. It's there for the holder and to sustain that market value. Okay, so it's there in the long term. What sense would it make for the evolution contract to pump up the price for this amount of selling? So these sellers, like I said, have done us a favor. They've allowed this pool to become at a level where it can be fluid and more sustainable. The self-sustaining ecosystems at the core, okay, of MoveQuest. It is the key to ensuring that this project's durability and success is there over time. So while some may feel the fees are high, I hear this too. You got to think about this, okay? What value are you gaining from using this application? Are you losing weight? Are you feeling better? Is it motivating you to do a lifestyle change? Do you have any benefits of that improved health, any weight loss that is contributed to using this project that makes it meaningful to you? So you see that long-term vision? MoveQuest isn't a short-term venture, okay? It's a platform that's built for that sustainable growth and that ongoing impact on your life. There's going to be phases of higher and lower mining value rewards. And there's going to be days when your contributions may be greater or less than what you're receiving. But you got to remember, this is your pool. The money that you're spending in that ecosystem, it's liquidity. You're stabilizing the future of a project that you're vested in. So remember this, you are not obligated to submit. If the daily submission fees aren't feasible for you, just don't submit. When you don't submit, the people that are submitting are going to be happy because that just means that there's more tokens available to them. Okay. So you have total control. There's nobody here forcing you to submit that proof of physical activity. Your miners are yours. You've got the flexibility to participate whenever you want to. Okay. This is the freedom and power of a decentralized project that's designed for those with a vision of the future. So please, people, stop messaging me and telling me how poor some people are and they can't afford the fees, because you know what? If you can't afford the fee, just wait for the new app to come out, and then you will have that adjusted fee. But for those of you who can that see the vision, you're adding liquidity. Those people who aren't submitting, they're not mining the token. So you're not funding it for them. You're continuing to add the liquidity for the pool that you are involved in. And I'm going to be honest with you, the way this project is set up and the way the market value will go with this token, what you're spending to submit that proof of physical activity, which is an average of 62 cents per miner, is pennies compared to what this project is going to do in the future. You also can undock a few of your miners if you can't afford to submit on all the miners that you have. The other thing I want to also explain is the Lenny miners, those are not meant to mine like an Omega. And I've had people message me too. They don't think it's fair that they can only afford the Lenny miner and other people have the Omegas. You guys, I don't know what your thought process is in all of this, or why that anybody would even come to me and ask me those types of questions or make those kind of comments. All right. Anybody can get to an Omega. You can do it by starting out with Lenny. There's hundreds of people in this project that started out with Lenny's and have all 8 Omegas. And they've done it through mining the MoveQuest and then taking that MoveQuest and putting it back into evolving their miners. And with all of the MoveQuest that's been sold on the exchange, the last thing I ever want to hear is that somebody can't afford to evolve, because over $14 million has been exchanged on the throughout the ecosystem from the community. So they definitely, if they wanted to upgrade to those higher miners, you could start where you can afford. This is not a get rich, get quick scheme. If you start out with a Lenny, that's money in the bank. So maybe you have to hold on to that MoveQuest for the next year or maybe 2 years. Do you know how long I had to hold on to my Bitcoin? Years, because Bitcoin didn't even do anything for the first 4 or 5 years to even be worth selling it for. Okay. MoveQuest has already reached heights in market value faster than Bitcoin did. And Bitcoin dropped a whole lot more and a whole lot faster multiple times than MoveQuest has in its first 90 days. If you go look at the history of Bitcoin, you'll see that yourself. So we have a very new project. Yes, we've been building this project for almost 4 years, but only on the Avalanche chain for just under 100 days. And so it's very new. The liquidity pool hasn't even had a chance to even build up, and you've seen what people have already sold and what it's already done. Now, when the community sees increases in the token market value, it's because the community growth is strong. That means you're sharing the project, you're sharing the application. More users are joining and participating within the ecosystem. Okay, this drives the demand and it naturally boosts the token's market value. So when the growth slows, the market value may decrease. During these slow periods, the system shifts to focus on stabilizing the token. It's not going to push up the value of that token. Okay, it's not going to drive it up, like I just said. The community determines the token market's value. Okay, if you're actively sharing the project and you're contributing to its growth, then the community is fueling that demand, which in turn increases the token's value. Now, when the participation and the sharing is slow, the system shifts to maintaining stability, ensuring that the project's long-term sustainability exists here. Now, remember when we were talking about the leasing? And I think I've got to constantly, push this out. We got so many armchair critics that want to call this a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme. And that new money that we don't need. Once that leasing comes out, we can still build the community, even if people cannot afford to mint a miner. All they have to do is come and rent one. They need a wallet. They stake, they mine. And then when they're done mining, they claim their tokens, that rental fee is paid. Okay, so people will be able to mine, and we're still able to build the community without the new money. There is no Ponzi pyramid scheme here. Okay, there is nothing here that shouldn't be, or that everything that you need for this to be stable is here. Everything that would make it unstable, it's not here. It doesn't exist. I'm not going to read this slide because I've already said this 100 times, that it's not designed to boost it up for the selling. The algorithms, you guys, I don't share them, okay, because it is proprietary to our project. And you've seen all the scammers and the hackers and all of the, we've been targeted heavy. The MoveQuest project has been. That just tells me that we got something hot. Okay. It don't even faze me a bit. I could care less what the armchair critics say. I don't care about the stupid reviews because I don't know what they're talking about. I know who I am. I know what we've built, and I know what this project is going to do. Don't let it bother you either. All the people that talked crap about Bitcoin and didn't even know who the creator was of that. I am here in the forefront because I really believe in what we put together. We've taken our time to really build a solid project. It's not going to make you rich overnight, but it could happen very quickly as the community grows. Step In put 2 million people in their project in less than 90 days. You know what they did? They walked with 140 million after 90 days, and they brought somebody else in to manage that project, and that token can't get past 15 cents. And people, you think these miners are expensive. Go buy a sneaker when they were, at their momentum, at their high point. Some of those sneakers were $300,000, $400,000. And there were 2 million people there. So you cannot tell me that $50 is too much money or that a Lenny isn't worth it. You have to remember the core principle, okay? A small community, it will still lead to a stable token market value, but it's going to have a small market value. The larger the community, the more, the higher the market value of that token is going to be, but it will still have that same stability. This is all funded through the engagement of the ecosystem. It's fully decentralized, and it is designed for everyone who wants to experience what a true crypto project should be built like. This is built with the resilience of a blockchain. It's operating on the blockchain, yet we are unique. We are very different. We are like nothing you've ever seen before. And we're proving, okay, how this system works for everybody. And so don't freak out about the liquidity pool, because really it's not an issue. If people are selling, they're just doing you a favor because it's allowing us to become fluid more quickly. So hopefully that explains the liquidity pool. I know, you guys, I go off sometimes in left field. I'm just one of these blah, 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 blah people, but I can't help myself. So I'm going to hand this back over to you, Brandon, if anybody's got questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for sharing that information. If anybody does have any questions, go ahead and raise your hand. We'll call on you while they're doing that. If any of the leaders has anything because I know a lot of people are afraid to raise their hand, but they always go to their upline leader with 1,000,001 questions. So if you guys have any questions you'd like to ask on behalf of the community, go ahead and chime in, whether that's Brian, Herschel, Ken, Marnita, let us know. So anybody out there? This has got to be a record. I don't think we've
I was just going to say that myself. I was going to say, normally the questions are piling up.
Here they start to come in. All right, first we'll bring up, and please, guys, keep your questions. Let me also say this. This is not the time for customer support questions. Okay, you've got the creator of the project on for a limited amount of time, so let's be mindful of what we're going to ask. So first up, Dorian Ritchie, go right ahead, sir.
Hi, everyone. Good evening, Lynette. Thank you so much for your time this evening. Do you have any updates at all regarding the farming program? Any updates on when?
Now, let me talk about that too for a quick second, because that's been a question of people I want to just explain. So I use the word kind of staking and farming interchangeably because they both have to do with a liquidity pool. But we're going to stick with staking because most people understand that better. The SEC, the staking, in my opinion, is a gray area, okay? Because it's a collective effort off of, a community's transactions and different things that are taking place. The SEC frowns on that. So this here staking is MoveQuest that's never been in circulation. It's never been purchased. It's never been sold. It's part of what is written into the tokenomics for the daily distribution for the year, the 2.6 million that goes into circulation. So when you stake that MoveQuest, you are going to be receiving the MoveQuest. The reason we call it farming is because you're getting the MoveQuest. Staking, you're generally getting a different token. And so you're getting the same token that you are staking. And it's not a gray area because it's not a collective pool of money from the community's transactions. It's literally MoveQuest that's never hit circulation. It's never been purchased. It's never been sold. And so when you stake that MoveQuest to, receive those MoveQuest rewards, yes, it is. I don't know if you want to call it staking, farming. People use different terms for it, but that's how it works. And that's why we are doing it with that MoveQuest. It'll be a short term because there won't be that MoveQuest that's available for the long term, right? There's only an allotted amount because of the small community that we are able to put to this. So this isn't something that's going to go on for years. This is a one-up deal. And it should be out with the app, okay? They're testing that right now, the devs are. The app was supposed to have been released to us to test it. We've got a group of people that are going to be looking at it today. And once they had, fixed one feature, another one, an issue came up in another piece. So they're fixing that. So I'm hoping that we're going to see this any day. Now, if they don't turn the farming on the day that we release it, it's only because we don't want people to get confused with what's going on because there's going to be so much in that app. So anytime it's going to be available, Russell, or I think it was Russell that asked that question. Who was just asking me that question?
He already dropped his hand.
Who was it?
Darius, I think.
Darius. Okay. So it is coming. And I just wanted to give you also, because that is a question. People are saying, well, she said the SEC frowns on the staking. Staking's not illegal, just so you guys know. The SEC hasn't said, oh, you can't do it. But I have a very solid legal team that I talk to and that I work with, and they tell me when to stay away from certain areas. And the reason we're staying away from that traditional staking is because it is a gray area and we don't know what the SEC is going to say. And so we'd rather stay away from anything that could be problematic versus having to remove something and put that shadow over our project. And that's why we didn't do the traditional type of staking. So I just want to differentiate between the two.
I'm going to stick to saying the word farming.
I know it's so, it confuses people when I use it because it is kind of, they're similar, but very different. And we're kind of doing something completely different. And that's typical for our project. So I really don't know what to call it.
No problem. I'm sorry. That was Dorian Ritchie.
Dorian. Okay.
Right. Next up is Russell. Russell, go right ahead.
Yeah. Thanks, Brandon. Thank you, Lynette, for sharing all this information tonight. I just had a question on the fully fluid price of the MQT token. When the contract comes in and adds liquidity at the moment, it can boost it by between 150 and 200%, right? So I was just curious, say for instance, we doubled the amount of miners submitting, would that double the price of the fluid level of the coin, or would it be 150% up to 200% higher?
No, it would still be the same, but let's say if we had 40,000 miners right now and just the submissions is, let's round it up to 22,000 a day. If we had 80,000 miners, now you're looking at, almost 45,000 a day that's going into the liquidity pool. And that would be based on, that's just figuring that it's taking, half, going to buy it's 150% injection. It's not looking at it as a 200% increase. I always go with a lower amount. So it could ultimately be higher, but again, it's all based on the algorithm. The algorithm will let us know what needs to be done. And while we're testing all of this out, yes, we have to approve it. However, once we're happy with everything, the way it's working, it'll be automated through the contracts. It doesn't even need us to do it, which is going to be really nice because I don't have to watch contracts and make sure everything is working the way it's supposed to be. And then it's just going to be based on the algorithm, period, and it's going to do its thing. And so that's why we really are watching it closely right now, making sure that everything is going as you know, as it's supposed to go based on those algorithms. And right now it's really good for it to have already done what it's done. So we're happy with it. We haven't seen any reasons to change it so far.
Yeah, so as the community grows, the fluid price of the MQT token increases as well. So if you have a huge community, that fully fluid price of the MQT goes up as well.
Yes,
Nice.
and when the community starts building again and you start to see that growth, then you'll start to see that price go up because the evolution will kick in and we'll buy again. You see what I'm saying? Right now, it's not buying because of the selling pressure. So as the community
Yeah.
starts growing, it will, especially when the new app comes out. We're not even worried about it. We've got so many groups that are waiting for that new app to come out for that ease of the onboarding so it doesn't take hours to do. And you're going to start seeing that rapidly go back up again. You'll see that, you know, evolution contract will start buying again. It will buy with the buyers. It won't buy for the sellers, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Russell. There was a quick question in the from the YouTube group of people that are still asking about those who were part of the beta for the Binance chain. Is there any new update on plans on what's going to happen on the Binance with the GFAM?
Yeah, so everything right now is based on the stability. So once and the same thing will happen for the Binance Smart Chain. So those of you who are on Avalanche but not on the Binance Smart Chain, when we list the MoveQuest there, you will also be able to mint those miners at that 50%. That becomes liquidity when that MoveQuest is listed on the market, same as it would be for Base or any of the other blockchains that we go on. Now, where the Binance Smart Chain is concerned, we are getting rid of that GFAM. Okay, so people that had the GFAM are going to be able to convert it into the MoveQuest so that we only have the MoveQuest token. And so once we're ready to do that, then we'll be able to go over. But we can't, you know, offer the Binance chain to the Avalanche chain until the Avalanche is stable. So in the meantime, we are correcting the Binance Smart Chain. There's a community of about 500 people that are on the Binance Smart Chain. And so we are correcting the GFAM and trying to pull as much of that out of circulation as possible from the people who are selling it. And the ones that are holding the GFAM will be able to convert to the MoveQuest. But again, it's not an overnight, it's not an overnight, what do you want to call it? I don't know, roll over into the, you know, rolling the two communities together. It's not here yet. It's not ready for that type of movement because the Avalanche chain is still being stabilized. Now, the Binance Smart Chain, you can still build on it. The community that's there, if you want to see the same growth that's happening on the Avalanche chain, it's a community-driven project. And this is, you know, one of the problems that we had with the Binance Smart Chain because we had, you know, we were in beta, we were growing and building that project. We didn't really do any type of, you know, marketing. We kept the community kind of small. But that community wasn't really building and didn't get that momentum. And so you see that low token value. It still has the same ecosystem. And, you know, everything that comes into that ecosystem will go into the liquidity pool, but it's so much slower. It's not as active as the Avalanche chain. You see more activity on the Avalanche chain because you've got 33,000, almost 34,000 miners who are mining on the Avalanche chain. You've got 10,000 miners that are mining on the Binance Smart Chain. That's a massive difference between the two chains. So you're going to see some major differences and things aren't going to happen at the same pace. So you can't expect that, you can't expect them to be the same. But it doesn't mean that we're very much involved on the Binance Smart Chain. We need the community over there to be very much involved and, you know, take on some of that responsibility too. This is your project. If you want that community growth, then you have to go out and you have to help to build that. And if you want to wait for us to be at that point where, you know, we can introduce it to the users on the Avalanche chain where they can, go and do those miners and get started over there, then you have to be patient and let the system work in the time frame that it needs to work. And the same thing, we go up on the next blockchain. We won't do it too soon. It's not about how much of your money can we bring into the project. It's about how much value can we bring to the community when we go to that next chain. And so if we go to that chain too early and it doesn't bring you value, then we don't have a community that's happy. And so we aren't doing things under pressure. We're doing things when they're supposed to be done at the right time. And, you got to just kind of trust the system, I guess. And I guess be glad too, because if you really want somebody, up here doing these Zooms and trying to push something on you that really isn't ready and you're just wasting your money, no. So I don't ask people to waste their money.
All right.
We do
Thank you for that answer, Lynette. Next one up, this will be the last one, and we'll go ahead and end for tonight, is Kate Presby. Kate, go right ahead.
Hi, Lynette. As always, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
2 questions. Recently, you mentioned your ebooks, and I was just wondering how soon you think that those might be available and how I will be able to access those, because I'm really excited about that.
So I had the one published last week, and I'll try to get the next one done this week. And I'm just going to make them available on the website. People just be able to download them for free. It won't cost anything. So they'll be up on our site for everybody.
Awesome. Okay. And the second question is for someone on the team that I'm on. He's wanting to know, when do you think that the 9th doc slot will be open?
Again, it's really so like right now, we could open up the 9th doc slot, right? There's nothing stopping us from doing it. But I have to look at things on a moral level too, an ethical level, because if I was to open up that 9th doc slot, yes, would people go in and spend more money to evolve their miners to get that 9th miner in that mining dock? Could it bring in, a lot more money for the liquidity pool? Could it do some fixing of this overselling from the community? Absolutely. And people would jump all over it. But that would be the wrong thing for me to do. You want to know why? Because all it would be doing is distributing the low amount of tokens that's going out every day amongst 9 miners. It would be costing you money that you don't need to spend because it really has no benefit to you right now. So I can't tell you when, because I don't know when that liquidity pool is going to stabilize. And we need, we really need a community of about, 10,000, a community of 10,000 people, 10 to 15,000 people that are mining with 5 to 8 miners, because then we've got a really pretty robust pool. It's very stable. And then we can start to release more of those tokens that are supposed to be going out every day that are in that reserve pool. Well, the reserve pool, that reserve contract, those are your tokens, but we still, once we start to increase that back up to that 5,000, then what is in reserve will decrease. You'll still get everything you're supposed to get up to that point. Now I'm confusing myself, but 2,500 a day are in the reserve contract. Those are yours. Okay. So whatever you mine today, you've got double. Whatever you mined 3 months ago, it's double. Everything that you've mined, you have double that. Okay. It's just sitting in that reserve contract. Let's say we increase it up to 3,500 a day. That reserve would now have 1,500 a day, and 1,000 would be going out daily on top of the 2,500. So make that very clear so people understand what I'm saying. Then we would be able to start looking at opening up that 9th doc slot, because then it would be beneficial. The community would be larger. There would be more liquidity in that pool. There would be more tokens going out. It would make it more competitive. And then it would make sense for the community to spend the money to mint those miners. But I won't do it until it's a benefit to the community, because then you're just spending money that you don't need to spend.
I completely understood your explanation and appreciate it so much. I'm learning. Thank you.
All right.
I start my own self when I talk.
Now, Lynette, this is a new week and a new schedule. You just finished moving. What is your schedule like this week? Are you going to come back? Do you want to spend any other nights or any other presentations the rest of this week to share?
Yeah, I would like to keep doing them, but I'm just wondering if they're making the calls too long. What do you think?
Well, we still have
If everybody's happy with it, I will.
So, well, maybe one more time this week. Maybe since this is Monday, we can bring you back on Thursday night on Ken and Herschel's presentation on the
Okay.
joint momentum. So if we schedule that one down, and so won't need you for tomorrow or Wednesday, but bring you back on Thursday and we can pack the house.
All right, that
You'll
sounds
probably
good.
have some more
The
updates as
next
well.
couple of weeks, I'll try to make sure that I have the accounting for everybody. I think it's important that the community sees what their contribution to the ecosystem is doing, how much goes where, and to me, it's important. I think everybody would want to see that. So we'll have that ready for you here too in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh, well, they love to see you and they love to hear from you, and mentally and for perception, yeah, they think, oh, it's still here, Lynette's still here. So it's all good. So
I'm not
we'll
going
put that
nowhere.
down with Ken and Herschel on Thursday night at
Okay.
the 9 p.m. Eastern time slot. Any of the leaders, anything you guys might want to share or ask with Lynette before we go ahead and dismiss? All right, we're good to go. So thank you, Lynette,
Awesome.
for taking time out of your schedule. I will get this recording up for everybody very soon. Also, there was a message that went out that is legitimate about the old MoveQuest Telegram group. So if you've received that, that is legitimate. It's not like I have people sent me a message. Is that fake? No, that's the real deal. We want to protect the community and we want to shut down all the hackers and scammers out there from getting access to you guys. So just pay
Yes,
attention to
we
that. We'll
will
talk more
shut this
about that.
other Telegram down. So you got to make sure you do that for him because we will shut it down in the next couple of days. When are you guys planning to shut that down, Brandon? Do you know?
No, I'll be Ken, Marnita Herschel. I'll let them handle that. But yeah, that's going to get shut down very, very
Be
soon.
shut down soon.
All right.
Yep.
All right, guys. Ken, you had your mic unmuted. You want to add to that? I don't hear anything from there. All right. Well, we will be back tomorrow morning for for the MoveQuest presentation at 1 p.m. Eastern. And then following that at 2 p.m. Eastern is Herschel's training at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then tomorrow night, we got the presentation with Ken and Herschel at 9 p.m. Eastern. There's Ken. You say something now, Ken?
Yeah, yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, we're working on it. I know Marnita and myself have to communicate. Because I'm not the admin guy. I'm just the setup guy. Because I know you guys have run this before, setting up a Telegram this way. So, but yeah, in the next 48, 72 hours, we want to be out of there. So it's going to be a fast transition. I believe, Lynette, you had a few people in support. You wanted to help as well. So team effort here. But yeah, in the next few days. So just pay attention. Like I said, be aware and, make sure that you are helping your team and the people that you've invited get over into the new Telegram because it's going to be a lot better situation for everybody.
Yep.
Thanks, Brandon.
100%.
Awesome. Thank you, Ken. All right, everybody, it is late. We will see you guys back tomorrow morning. All you guys on YouTube, thank you very much for being on. Yeah, I'm going to be making a phone call to Zoom. I paid for having more than 500 people on there and it didn't fill up for me. But we were streaming on YouTube, and I'll get this recording out tonight, so you guys will be able to see the replay. Take care, everybody. See you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Night, everybody.